Santo Trafficante Jr. was a prominent figure in the world of organized crime during the 20th century. Born in Tampa, Florida, he was known for his involvement in various criminal activities, including gambling, narcotics, and labor racketeering. However, Trafficant's name also became intertwined with one of the most enduring conspiracy theories of the 20th century, the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. The allegations linking Trafficante to the JFK assassination surfaced in the years following the tragic event on November 22, 1963. Some conspiracy theorists claimed that Trafficante, along with other influential mob figures, played a role in the orchestration of Kennedy's murder. These theories often point to Kennedy's administration's crackdown on organized crime, particularly the mob's operations in Cuba. It is important to note that the conspiracy allegations involving Trafficante and the JFK assassination remain highly controversial and lack conclusive evidence. Many argue that the theories are largely based on conjecture and speculation. Despite this, the associations between Trafficant's criminal activities and the political climate during Kennedy's presidency have fueled ongoing debates and speculation about potential connections. This video will delve into the various conspiracy theories surrounding Santo Trafficante Jr. and his alleged involvement in the JFK assassination. In 1976, Cuban exile and FBI informant José Alemán told the Washington Post that in September 1962, Trafficante had offered him a loan of $1.5 million to replace Alemán's 3-story ramshackle motel with a 12-story glass wonder. He said that Trafficante complained about the honesty of the Kennedys and their attacks on Jimmy Hoffa and other associates. According to Alemán, when he told Trafficante that President John F. Kennedy would likely be re-elected, Trafficante replied, "No, Jose. He is going to be hit." Alemán claimed to have reported Trafficant's comments to his FBI contacts, who dismissed the Kennedy warnings as gangland braggadocio. In 1978, both Trafficante and Alemán were called to testify before members of the United States House Select Committee on Assassinations, investigating possible links between Kennedy's assassin, Lee Harvey Oswald, and anti-Castro Cubans, including the theory that Castro had Kennedy killed in retaliation for the CIA's attempts on his own life. On September 27, 1978, Alemán reiterated to HSCA investigators that Trafficante had complained to him for hours in June or July 1963 about Kennedy's crackdown on organized crime at a meeting to discuss a business loan. The HSCA had previously quoted Alemán as stating that he thought Trafficante's use of the phrase "he is going to be hit" meant that the mob boss knew Kennedy was going to be killed. When this was pointed out, Alemán denied that he meant that. He believed Kennedy was going to be murdered and said he thought that Trafficante meant that Kennedy was going to be hit politically during the next election. He stated that he was concerned for his safety and was not certain that he had ever correctly heard or understood Trafficante's comment. After a grant of immunity from prosecution, Trafficante testified before the HSCA the following day, September 28, and denied the allegation that he told Alemán that Kennedy was going to be hit. He stated that he was positive that he did not say it because he always spoke to Alemán in Spanish, and said that there was no way to state the phrase in Spanish. Trafficante also stated that he had no recollection of meeting Oswald or Oswald's assassin, Jack Ruby. During his testimony, Trafficante also admitted for the first time that he had worked with the CIA from 1960 to 1961 for an attempt to poison Castro, but stated that his role was only as an interpreter between CIA officials and Cuban exiles. He testified that he was brought into the plot by Rosselli and Giancana, who had been recruited by Mahu. Trafficante said that he introduced the trio to Cuban exiles in Florida. He stated that he received no payment for his involvement and that he acted out of patriotism. On January 14, 1992, Trafficante former attorney, Frank Regano, told Jack Newfield of the New York Post that he relayed a request from Hoffa to Trafficante and New Orleans boss Carlos Marcello to have Kennedy killed. He repeated the claim 2 days later on ABC's Good Morning America in Newfield's Frontline report entitled JFK, Hoffa and Mob broadcast in November 1992, and again in his 1994 autobiography Mob Lawyer. According to Regano, he met Hoffa at the Teamsters headquarters in Washington, D.C., then delivered the message to Trafficante and Marcello in a meeting at the Royal Orleans Hotel in New Orleans. He stated he was chosen by Hoffa because, as both Hoffa and Trafficante lawyer, he could be assured of attorney-client privilege. Regano also claimed that Trafficante, 4 days prior to his death, delivered a deathbed confession which suggested that Marcello was meant to assassinate Robert F. Kennedy instead of his brother, the president. He claimed 3 witnesses could support his statement that he met Trafficante in Tampa, but refused to name them, adding, "One guy is afraid of retaliation. The other guys are 2 doctors, who say they'll testify if they're summoned to court." In his book Reclaiming History, The Assassination of President John F. Kennedy, Vincent Bugliosi has claimed there to be many flaws in Regano's claims, including his own claim that Trafficante was most likely not in Tampa on the day in question, but was rather in North Miami Beach, Florida, receiving dialysis treatments. In 2005, Lamar Waldron and Tom Hartman's book Ultimate Sacrifice said that Trafficante was behind an aborted plot to kill Kennedy in Tampa on November 18, 1963.